Hello, everyone. My name is Savannah Romero, and today I'm going to be presenting my alternative assignment for Rec 242, Section 01. For my assignment, I'm just going to give a quick overview before I jump into it. What I have put together is, I believe, like 10, 15 slides, just going over some tips for backpacking. I personally have never gone backpacking, so I do plan on going sometime in the future. I'm not too sure when. But when I do, I can look back on this PowerPoint and, remember these tips, remember what I hypothetically was going to pack. So it will be easier for me and whoever I go backpacking with. So for this hypothetical trip, what I have done is I have estimated to be going backpacking for 2 or 3 days along the Pacific Crest Trail. So here we have a map of the trail. As you can see, that is a very long trail, very lengthy, going through multiple states. I will not be doing the whole entire trail when I first go backpacking. I will just do a small subsection of it, knowing that I've done research on the trail and some people do it in how many days? 100 days. And I want to say another one was 6 months, something like that. Yeah, I won't be doing that. I'll be doing a very small subsection of the trail. So what is in my pack? I plan on keeping a sleeping bag in my pack. And when packing a sleeping bag, it is important to remember to keep it or to get a sleeping bag that is from 0 to roughly 35 degrees Fahrenheit to keep you nice and warm. And it is also important to remember that down sleeping bags are more suitable for lightweight expeditions. But a downside would be that they are more expensive. A sleeping pad I will also pack, which will keep me nice and warm, and it will bring a little bit of comfort instead of just being on the flat bare ground, but it will provide me with warmth. A tent, a bowl, a spork, 2 1-liter water bottles, a headlamp. It is important to bring extra batteries just in case those batteries run out in the original. Toothbrush and toothpaste and floss, all to keep up with our oral hygiene. It's very, very important. Chapstick to keep my lips nice and moisturized so they don't crack. Hand sanitizer, a little small one though, not like a whole big bottle that would just take up a lot of space and weight. It'll add up. Menstruation products and baby wipes. With both of these, it is important to practice the leave no trace principle. Excuse me. And pack them out in Ziploc bags just so we're not leaving anything behind. Sunscreen to keep our skin protected from the sun. Also, heavy duty trash bags are vital because weather patterns can be a bit unpredictable. So, say I look at the weather before I go and I see no rain, but I go and it does rain. Like, I want to be prepared for that kind of stuff. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack all my items in the heavy duty sleeping bag or trash bags, sorry. And I'm going to put that in my pack. It's going to protect my clothes from getting wet if my backpack were to get wet. And for my backpack, it's going to be at least 65 liters. More, it can be more, which would be beneficial, but I don't think I need that much personally. So clothing, what will I be wearing? I'm going to take 1 sports bra. I believe that will be enough for the 2 to 3 days. 2 just normal t-shirts, 1 warm long sleeve shirt, 1 mid-weight jacket, 1 raincoat, 1 warm jacket, 3 pairs of underwear, 1 for each day, 1 pair of hiking pants, 2 insulated leggings. And looking at the insulated leggings and hiking pants, if your hiking pants are a little bit loose, that's what I plan on getting, like a little bit bigger in a way than what I am, just so I can fit both my leggings and then put my hiking pants over so I can keep myself even warmer if I need to, or if I'm really cold. Shoes and hiking boots. I have both because hiking boots I want to use when I'm on the trail. Shoes I want to use when I'm at camp and I don't want to be wearing, the hiking boots. Along with 3 pairs of wool socks, it is important to use wool socks, wool or synthetic. They will keep your feet warmer when they get wet from sweat A hat for the sun to protect, your neck. You can get those long hats. I'm not too sure what those are called, but the long ones that go over your neck. Sunglasses, warm gloves, and a bandana. So now I have a list of food. I'm going to be going into detail like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, just to have a little bit more organization going. So like I said, I'm going to be there for 2 to 3 days. And my breakfast. I have one granola, bananas and milk, which is this little picture, 2 peanut butter and banana oatmeals, which is right there. And these are actually both from the same company. They're the Backpackers Pantry. I just typed in on Google. I believe it's just like backpacking food. And then these are lightweight and you just add water. They're all freeze dried. So I thought that was very convenient and they look really good. For lunch, one instant potato pack. So the the little Idaho one. I believe you can get that at like Target, Walmart. One apple, one orange. Those aren't as perishable as some other fruits, so I can, probably eat them on the second, maybe even the last day. 2 instant noodles, the little ramen. 2 servings of couscous. And it's always important to bring some, spices. So salt, pepper, garlic powder. I could put in my mashed potatoes, especially. And you probably might be thinking, like, this seems like a lot of food, but it's important to remember that these are lightweight items. And what if I always pack for the worst, just in case, just to be prepared. Like, what if I do have to stay out there an extra day? I want to make sure that I am prepared and I have food for that extra day that I might have to stay out there. For dinner, I have one pad thai, which is this one, I believe. One Cuban coconut rice and black beans. This looks so good. I'm Cuban and we eat this all the time, so amazing. One fettuccine Alfredo with chicken right here, and one 3-cheese mac and cheese right here. I also have an extra meal right here. Just I have 4 instead of 3. Again, for some wiggle room if I have to stay out there longer than anticipated. For snacks, I have 5 small individually packed nut butters. I love almond butters. I can especially put that on the apple. 4 Power Crunch protein bars. I have not tried these yet, but I have heard amazing reviews about them, so I plan on trying some. And they do have different flavors. This one is the wild berry. I've seen the vanilla as well, so I can always try those out before I go, and if I like them, take them. If not, exchange them for some other kinds of protein bars. 4 Cliff Bars, the white chocolate cranberry is my go-to right now. 3 jerky sticks. I was trying to find some individually packed ones on the web. I couldn't. So I found this one. It's a pack of 9, but say I can't when I'm going to actually look for jerky sticks, find individually packed ones. I can always just get a big bag and put them in a reusable bag. And 1 bag of trail mix, which I will keep in a reusable bag. And then here I just have a list of places where you can find any of the items I talked about. I just typed in literally like noodles or whatever else I typed in, and I actually found like some stuff from Walmart, Target, and then the food and freeze dried. That was mainly from the Backpackers Pantry, sorry about that. And they have stuff on Amazon, and there's plenty of other stores. I believe, what is it? Outback, not Outback, the Outdoor Place. What is that called? I'm blanking on the name right now. I'm so sorry, but they have food there, freeze-dried food. I've also seen freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches that look amazing as well. So now let's talk about water. So I do plan on originally bringing water with me just to make it a bit easier on myself instead of having to find water out there. But I also, if you need to purify your water out there, I found this, a water purification. This is actually sold at your local Walmart. I found that online. You can use chlorine or iodine tablets, and say you're going to be out there for 6 months. I will not, I'll be out there 2 to 3 days. But if you are out there 6 months, you may get pretty tired of water, just plain bland water. You can always bring these little crystal tea or little crystal light tea packets. I actually have these at home. I drink them all the time. They are individually packaged, and I think it's amazing. They taste great and they're low calorie. There's also, I believe it's the little like the Mio Mayo. It's like a squirt. You can just squirt it into your drink, a little liquid. I've seen that as well. There's plenty of other options out there as well. The 10 essential items to backpacking. So one is food. So it is important to pack more calories with you than you think that you will need just to be prepared. Water and your water purification tablets. The third item is fire. So waterproof matches and a lighter. It is important that your matches are waterproof just in case it rains. Number 4 is fixing items. So these items can include but are not limited to knives, tools, etc. Say you need to, let's say just something like a screw comes undone or something and you need to, fix it. You can use that all-in-one tool, and it comes with a little like screwdriver. You can screw your little nail back in, sorry. A first aid kit. With a first aid kit, it's important to have not only the gear, but the knowledge of how to use the items. You can have, a full-on amazing first aid kit, but if you don't know how to use those items in there, it can be kind of pointless. So it is important to gain the proper amount of knowledge before you go backpacking. Insulation, this can be extra clothing just in case needed. Illumination, so lights. So the headlamp I talked about along with the extra batteries. And this another essential item would be a hat or sunglasses to protect yourself from the sun. Number 9 would be shelter, so your tent. And tents are typically meant to be like split up between 2 to 3 people, depending on how big they are. If I were to go backpacking, I wouldn't go alone. I'd probably take my partner with me, so we would probably split up that weight. And lastly, navigation. So a map and a compass. So hypothetically, I was to go right now, what I would do is they actually have maps that you can buy. I've came across quite a few of those, so it was a bit hard for me to narrow it down and find that one specific trailhead without having to buy it because I just didn't want to waste it on something I wasn't going to do. But in the future, if I do really plan on going, I will put that investment in and I will buy a map and it'll give me like a better understanding of where I'm at, along with the compass, just in case I get lost. So setting up camp, we have this diagram. As you can see, we have sleeping area, hanging food cache, and the kitchen area. All are within 100 yards of each other, and that is important. Say you're camping and there's bears out there that you're going into their home. Remember that, okay? So hanging your food and putting it away from not only your sleeping area, but the kitchen area is a good idea. And it will help keep not only little animals, but those big animals out of your sleeping area and just hopefully bring you some comfort and keep you safe, important. And then setting up camp like in the area. So I have an image of a camp that I believe is correctly set up. I'm going to talk about why. So we see these trees around, correct? So the trees are going to they're going to take off some of that, when it's windy, they're going to be there and they're going to block off some of that wind. So it won't be as windy where you are. If you were to just put your camp in like a completely open space, there's going to be a lot more wind flowing through, a lot more, bigger gusts, stronger gusts, maybe even blow your tent, This is not by any water source. I know it looks blue in the back. Those are the mountains, but it's not by any water source. So you're not going to be disturbing any animals that are going to be going to get drinking water. And if you are by a water source, you can get lots of condensation on the outside of the tank as well. So keep that in mind. Using the bathroom. So it is important to leave the ground as clean or cleaner than you found it. If you're going out there and you see a bunch of trash, be nice and pick up after the people that sadly didn't pick up after themselves. It's important to practice the leave no trace principle. And like I stated earlier, for those who are using menstrual products, be sure to use a disposable bag of those and pack them out in a Ziploc bag. And what I've seen on a YouTube video from this class was actually what someone did was they put duct tape on the outside, I believe, of the bag, just so they didn't have to look and constantly see the items that they're putting in that Ziploc. And possibly so, others with them don't have to see all those menstruation products. And then here's a little hand sanitizer, a little pocket one. Oh, sorry, let me go back. Can I go back? It's not letting me. Oh, here we go. I wanted to talk about this little item right here, a little trowel. This can be important for digging, and sometimes they do have measurements on them. I believe this one does, but it can give you a good estimate, which I will talk about on the next slide for what to estimate. So these are the step-by-step instructions how to use the bathroom while backpacking. So first, you're going to walk approximately 200 feet from your camp and look for an area with privacy and loose, dark soil. Then you're going to use your trowel, which was the item that I talked about in the previous slide, the little green one, to dig a 6x4 hole in loose soil. Then you're going to do your business. You're going to use your toilet paper or wipes, whatever you feel comfortable with, and dispose in a Ziploc bag and keep that with you while you're backpacking. Then you're going to rebury the hole that was dug, and you're going to use hand sanitizer to get off any germs from your hands. Remember, leave no trace principles. And that concludes my presentation for today. I would like to thank you, Professor, for offering this class. It was really important and really just interesting for me personally, knowing that I haven't taken or actually gone backpacking. It was really eye-opening. And I really want to go, and I'm sad I couldn't go on the alternative assignments. So hopefully I will go sometime in the future. Thank you. Thank you for sitting here and watching this presentation.